Let's break down the surprising truths that I've learned after speaking on the biggest stages in chiropractic all over the world. I'm Dr. Dan. I'm the chiropractic advocate. I get fired up about helping you understand and communicate the benefits and the value of chiropractic, especially in today's age. I have had the luxury and the blessing of being able to really speak on the biggest and small stages really all over the world. So I'm getting ready to go to a speaking event here in about a month, and I'm taking my daughter with me because now as my daughters have gotten older, I want them to come with me, enjoy the scenery, meet the people, meet the chiropractors who I love, and also help me, but then have some daddy time. So one of my daughters was asking me, Dad, where is your favorite places you've ever spoken at? And it got me thinking, and I'll start off that way because I have had, like I said, the blessing of speaking in a lot of different places. One that pops off my mind is Geneva, Switzerland, when I was able to do an event in combination with speak at the World Health Organization. That was fun. It was fun because the environment, there was this big body of water right next to our hotel, and it was just an amazing experience. I think about the people in Australia and New Zealand, which I spent quite a bit of time there, love them. I think about Canada and the places that I've been to all across Canada. Partly when I think about Canada is I get filled up because they're so hungry. You Canadians that I get to speak to, and that's where I'm going here in a month or so, you're so hungry, you just soak it up, which I love. In fact, Quebec City was one of my favorite places. I didn't realize the communication gap, meaning so many people that speak French, and so there had to be a translation device and a translator sitting in the back of the room. But also it felt like I was in Europe, and I just didn't realize that. So I just get to see amazing things, meet amazing people all over this country for sure, in the US, from Orange County to San Diego to Miami to Dallas to New York to New Jersey to Colorado to Seattle. That was another great one. Went to Chiro Fest out in Seattle. And I've been all over, right? And it's been an absolute blessing. But here's my big takeaways. Oh yeah, I can't forget Ireland. Sullivan, Sullivan, that's where I come from. That was a great time in Ireland, and to tour the Guinness factory and some place over there. Scotland, oh man, special place in my heart. Amazing things happening there, and what I was able to do and see and contribute to. And then Rome. When I went to Rome, Italy, that was a unique place, especially in Europe, where Europeans, you don't sometimes as a speaker, you don't get a lot of emotion. So one thing you know as speaking in Europe, they don't really show the emotion that we're so used to over here in the States. Man, you just can't pass up the scenery, the history, and the stories. So I want to know in the comments below, if you're watching this, if one, you've ever seen me speak. You tell me how pretty I am, how good looking I am, how great my message was. Just kidding. But I want to know in the comments if you have seen me speak, number one. Number two, if you have a place that you would want me to come speak, because I'm always looking for the right fit so I can get this message out. Or three, what's a place that you feel like I need to visit that I haven't mentioned that is one of the most beautiful places that have chiropractors that I could go speak? I really want to know and put that on my map. But here's the thing, again, the takeaway for me, the reason why I want to get this message out there is because if I can just get chiropractors some evidence, if I can just show them the science, if I can show them the proof every time they give an adjustment, that I believe we're going to take the mountain. We will take chiropractic to its rightful place in healthcare. That was my thought. And after speaking over and over and over and over again, one year, I believe it was 2017, I spoke 34 different times. I mean, I was on the road always. And God bless my wife for allowing me to do it. But I just say this because I have learned that getting the message out of this science and certainty and confidence and conviction has been important. It's been vital. It's been my battle cry. But I don't believe it's the mountaintop. It's a necessary part, but it's not the part. Because here's the deal. I grew up in the script world where I had coaches that showed me how to have success in practice using this script. And it worked for a while. But then I would start to go coach people, and I realized when I would tell them what to say and how to say it, I'd get 10 different chiropractors have 10 different results. So if the script worked, why didn't it work the same for everybody? And the reality was because everybody's different. And so this was my battle cry. This is the reason I wanted to carry the flag all over the world to say, if you get convicted about what you do, it will change the voice behind your words, which is really where the magic happens. It's really where you build success, because that's where people listen to you. Obviously, that is still my message, but just having the evidence and the proof doesn't do the job. I think I've told you the story before, but 6 years into my first practice, I went and spoke at a chiropractic college, and I ended up getting into a debate with the neurology professor. It hit me that these students are not even exposed to the research, the data, the evidence that I have been exposed to. And that did not sit well with me. It's in fact why I came back and ended up selling my first practice and went and moved on to a place where I could actually have more impact on this and more time freedom and more opportunity. I've created programs, I've created posters, I've done coaching, I've done so many things. But again, going back to it, I traveled all the world to try to get this one message out, which is if you only understand the validity, the evidence, the science, and the research, you will arrive. But that's not the full truth. You can't just have the evidence and the research. It's critical to have it, but you gotta be able to do something with it. And this is my biggest lesson after having spoken all over these stages with my message, is that it wasn't enough. Just having the conviction isn't enough. You have to be willing to go and communicate it effectively to humans who are the ones that need to receive not only the message, but the results that we stand by. So I say all that to say this: the biggest surprising truth that I've learned after speaking all over the world is that the thing I was speaking about isn't the biggest needle mover that I believe and know in my heart of hearts that chiropractors need. Yes, they need that. They need that conviction. They need that clarity. They need that certainty. But if it's not married with an ability to communicate effectively and a mechanism that would allow somebody from the public to come into their office and then take them through a process that would allow them to understand the true scope of benefits that chiropractic can provide for them, then it's all for nothing. I'm thankful for the opportunities. I'm thankful for the continued requests and opportunities that come in for me to go speak. And I was recently at an event in West Palm Beach, and a chiropractor pulled me aside and he said, hey, I see you've kind of changed your tone a little bit in your message. You were very science and research and evidence oriented, and now you've kind of gone over here to story and report of findings and how to automate it and how to actually collect more money with your message. And I said, you're very intuitive. And he said, why did you do that? I said, because I realized one thing is to own it, another thing is to be able to communicate it. And yes, they go hand in hand, but I had to study how and why do the best chiropractors who have the biggest practices and have the biggest impact, what makes the difference? And what makes the difference is your ability to communicate. This is why you must use the power of story. This is why you must have the conviction and the science behind what you do, but not to explain the science, but to simplify the message. And you must have a process that has the ability to take cold paid traffic that don't know you from Adam, that come in, they're introduced to you, they like you build trust with them, and you walk them through a journey that helps them understand not only why they need it, but why they'll tell others. And that, to me, is the needle mover for our profession, and most importantly for you. And so I help leaders actually make the impact in their practice and their community that they desire to make, have the resources, the fruits of your labor to create the lifestyle that I believe that you probably got into this for. And then thirdly, inspire the next generation of chiropractors, that when somebody comes in and you just sniff that they would have a desire in the profession, that you help them make that decision. And even seek out those who may not even be thinking about chiropractic so that you can find the best ones and we get them in this beautiful profession. The more chiropractors, the more chiropractic patients, the more people receiving our message, our principle, and our care, the better the world gets. So with that, if you need help, click the link below. Would love to talk to you, find out where you're at so we can take you to the next level, just like we've done to chiropractors just like you. I want to help. I'm here to help. Like this video, send it to a friend of yours if you know they need help, maybe they need to hear this. Make a comment, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I got thick skin, I can take it. We'll see you on the next one. Dr. Dan, I'm out.